Hi, this is Chris with Hamilton East Public Library down in the Ignite studio. And I'm going to be talking about today's DIY pack of the month, which is crayon rubbings. So you're going to notice in your pack that you just have some really basic materials, basically just a crayon and some manila paper. But you'll find that you can do some really cool things and also find some things around your house to do this with. So I'm going to show you a couple things. This here, I'm going to hold this up. This is actually a rubbing off of a gravestone of my grandparents. So we did this while we were in Minnesota and literally just used a pencil and rubbed over the top of these gravestones. So you can see that says Bickford, which is my mother's maiden name. And then this is also an example of a rubbing. This was done, I found this actually at a garage sale for 25 cents, this print, and this rubbing was done over a brass plate, which was really kind of popular for a while. So I'm going to show you how to take something really ordinary, like a shoe, and do a rubbing off of that, and then give you some ideas of other things that you can do around the house. All right, so I've got my shoe here, and you can see this actually has a really nice sort of print on the bottom. And then I've got my manila paper, and then my crayon. I'm just going to place the paper right on top of the item that I'm wanting to get an impression of. So as you can see, I'm basically got this over the base of my shoe, and then all you're going to do is start rubbing. So you've got your pencil basically right on top of the surface. So I'm not going like this. I've got it right on top of the surface that I'm wanting to get the impression of. So it's kind of lengthwise, I guess. And you'll see this cool part of my shoe is starting to take shape. So that's a cool rubbing in itself. You could add color to this, do different things, but there you've got a rubbing. I've got another item here. So this was just some trim that I thought might be a good rubbing. So let's see here. Get my shoe out of the way. I'm going to try and put it over the top. And sometimes these will work really well, and sometimes they won't. But I like the design that's sort of popping up here. That's sort of the beauty of this. You really don't know what's going to register until you start doing your rubbing. So even though that looks different from what's actually on here, I think it looks kind of cool. So other things you could possibly do rubbings of. I just have this piece of wood. You can look around for like funky tape that you have in your house. This is a tape that I found that I thought would make a good rubbing. Or this is just a random item that was in my craft area. But it is fun to start with your shoes. Tennis shoes also work really well. I think we can just do a little quick example. See how this shoe looks. You could get some tree bark. There's just so many things. Just experiment. Some of them will work, some of them won't. But it's just a great way of discovering texture and patterns. So that's a really simple thing that we're going to be doing for the month of March. So hopefully you'll find some cool things around your house. If you do, feel free to share those on any of our social media platforms, and hopefully we'll see you in Ignite.